Why do so many people, at least here in the UK, look so miserable, right, when they walk round? Well, it's probably for the same reason that so many people hate their job. It's probably for the same reason that so many people are just unhappy with where they are. It's because they're in a path that is unfulfilling. Unfulfilling. In the past month, I've been given a lot of opportunity to reflect on where I am and what I want in life. And that's been a great thing. But one thing that I've realised is there is a certain life path, a certain life progression that is basically encouraged, right? It's the norm. And I think that revolves around long working hours, big career development and that kind of stuff. Which is all good if that's what you want. Some people really do. Some people really don't, right? And it's perceived that this is what we should go for because it makes a lot of money, right? It makes a lot of money. And what does that mean? It means that we could have a nice car. It means that we can have a nice house, whatever. But it also means that we might be spending Monday to Friday doing something that we hate, maybe longer than that. Is it worth it? I think a lot of people get pushed into this lifestyle. Obviously companies want it because, well, they want workers, and workers who will work endlessly because they want to buy things or because they've been told something's good are the perfect type of workers. But I think it leads to a general feeling of unhappiness, probably, and unfulfillment. And I think this is one of those topics where it's a bit of a difficult one because a lot of people go down this path because they're encouraged to. There's a clear path of progression from school to college to university to work to a management position, and then I get this, and then I retire. But who does this really appeal to? Some people are career minds. Some people really are, right? You start to realise this. Some people have just got an eye for it. When I was a kid, perhaps, or even a bit younger and a bit more naive, I used to think, okay, especially in university, right? Because I was a business student, right? Okay, sir, well, that's really good that you worked at Apple, whatever, but why didn't you start the next Apple? And I used to think it was funny and a good point. I actually did used to think it was a good point. But now I start to realise it. Okay, I might personally be of the mindset that is the case. If I had an idea, I'd try and start a business around it. But not everyone is. Some people are more than happy just being in the office, and there's nothing wrong with that, to be honest. There really isn't. But here's the thing, right? A lot of people are not happy with that. A lot of people want the freedom in life. And specifically for the younger people watching this, if you're in the ages around mine, I'm 21, if you're a little bit younger, a little bit older, you've probably got free time. And you're probably wasting it, right? I know because I've been there myself. You can spend your time doing whatever you want, and a lot of it I have enjoyed. I've done fun things with friends, and I don't think that was a waste of time. But a lot of the time, I have wasted, right? Not so much in recent years, since I've been about 18. But even before that, right? Spend hours and days, I suppose even since, really. Spend hours and days just in watching YouTube or just procrastinating. Nonsense, not really thinking about anything. And I think that's a waste of time, because what that leads to is a lack of mental clarity on what you want in life. The time that you have now, the time I have now, I'm going to spend a lot more doing different things, trying different opportunities, taking different risks, right? Because when we experience different things, we can make a more comprehensive vision on life. And when we can make a more comprehensive vision on life, we can decide what life means to us, right? We might realise after a year or two of travel, maybe a working holiday, maybe not, maybe just a road trip, it depends how much money you've got, right? We might realise that life in a sunny old England isn't for us, and we might realise that we'd be much more happy not making 50,000, 60,000 pounds a year working in London, but actually making a couple of grand a year, basically nothing, living by the beach in, I don't know, we can name a number of places, but you get the point, right? That might be for us. And I think the big mistake that I think a lot of people make, and perhaps all the people might correct me on this, I don't know, I'm just going off my opinions. I think people, when they watch these videos and read the comment section, they think that I'm like spouting some kind of facts. I'm not, I'm spouting my opinions based on what I've experienced. But I think there will become a point for a lot of people who do not do this, where they've lived this sour life, this unfortunate life that they've not enjoyed. And yeah, they might have a lovely car and a lovely house, but if it doesn't make you happy, what's the point? Then when they get to retirement, 70, 80 years old, then they can travel, then they can do what they want. And then they realise, oh, I'd have been much happier living on the beach in Bali. And it might not have been as unfeasible as first thought. Now, obviously, when we look back in different times, different opportunities, you wouldn't have been able to make money on the internet, but maybe you could have, I don't know, done some summer job, then gone over there for winter. Different examples. But I think people can get to that point, and I think that's why a lot of people seem to have midlife crisis points, because they realise that, oh, I'm not 20 anymore, life's not that fun, I don't like my situation, and I've been doing this for 20 years, 25 years, oh, this is getting serious now, and I've not got that long left. I think that's why that happens. But it doesn't have to be like that, right? Because although we're pushed into a box, and yeah, I will agree, you will be perhaps looked maybe down upon, or maybe treated differently, or seen as differently, if you do not have a good career by 25, if you do not have, I don't know, a house of your own, whatever. Remember that a lot of this is being pushed by people who are not even happy with what they want, or have. Now, they might be happy with some elements, they're probably happy with the fact that they have an own place of their own. Who wouldn't be? It's nice. But are they happy with the fact that they have to work 50 hours for it? And then you start to think, okay, so I'm taking advice of unhappy people who don't, or possibly don't have what I want in life anyway. So that's already a road to failure, right? Why would you follow people who are trying to teach you on a life path that they're not even happy with? They're the worst salesman ever. That's one point of view. So when you're taking advice of these people to begin with, that's already bad advice. But then you start to think, okay, so because they're unhappy and because they're giving bad advice, why does their opinion matter to me at all? It doesn't. I don't care what they think. I don't care if they judge me. I don't care if they think that, oh, you're wasting your time trying out this business, or that's never going to work, or oh, you're working in a shop, or you're doing this. I'm having fun. I'm happy, right? I'm happy. I'm happy. So if you're happy to be the person who can be looked down upon by people whose opinion doesn't matter anyway, then what can you do? You can maybe live at home for an extra year or 2 or 3. Stack that money. Maybe you want to go travel the world. Maybe you can just experience what life feels like to be only working 16, 20, 24 hours a week instead of 40, 48, 50. And then you can start to think about that. And then you start to realise, okay, maybe this is more my kind of vibe. So what do you need to do that? Well, maybe you need to run a business and work part-time so you can have the social element of work and the extra money from a business and the chill lifestyle that can come with that. Or maybe you realise, like I say, I'm alright making £250 a month on the internet doing whatever and living on a beach. So it might be far away from home, but at least I'm happy. This is what you can do when you choose your life path, right? And this is what I've been speaking about in the 3 videos that I filmed consecutively here. They're kind of all connected, so I do recommend that you watch the last couple of videos. The problem is that a lot of people don't take the time to do this, right? And this is actually troublesome, because if you don't decide what you want to do in life, life will decide for you. This is what I'm quickly realising, right? Because responsibilities can stack up fast, and if you want to remain competitive or happy or able to afford a certain lifestyle, you're going to have to do something. So you might as well pick what you do. Again, whether that's cut that lifestyle, move abroad, go somewhere cheap, whether that's build a business, get this job, that job, life will choose for you, and it'll settle you where you have worked towards. If you're the guy who's making 6 figures, you're going to have a nice car and a nice house. If you're the guy that's making nothing, it's not fun, right? Probably for most people, it's not going to be fun. And this is a reality of the situation. If you get taken anywhere, you could end up in a nice place, but you might not. You might not. And if we don't reflect on what we want in life, we might be tricked into a nice place, a supposed nice place, a place where we've got a great house and a great life, but we don't like it. Because we don't want to work 70 hours a week. It never was us. We were always that guy who wanted to relax and live a okay, comfortable life elsewhere. We don't care if it's more difficult. I'm not saying that's me. I'm not saying it's you. But this is the importance of thinking now, especially whilst you're young, because you've got the chance to do so. Like I say, for me, my living costs are quite low. My real expenses are not that high. Actually, my biggest living expense at the minute is my car, which, let's be honest, worst comes to worst, stop driving it. You don't need to drive it. Park it up for a couple of months. Then you got no extra living costs. I paid my rent until next year. Like late next year. I've got over a year's worth of rent paid. I've got no real living costs. So what does that mean? It means that I'm going to be experimenting with as many things as I can. It means that I don't have to work 24/7. It means that I can work a little bit. If I don't like the job, I can quit. I can try and get another job. Or maybe I don't want a job. Maybe I want to go travelling. Now maybe that's an alien concept. And maybe to you guys it sounds like I'm talking nonsense. Maybe I am. I don't know. But this is the thing, right? You've got the chance in this world, especially nowadays with the internet. You can have a sales job even remotely. You know, you call people up, maybe you're in different time zones, but you could work that job easy. And then you can live on a beach. Or you can not. Maybe you can do something else. Maybe you'd always been a great craftsperson and that's something that you want to put your entire life's purpose to. But again, I think this is why people go through a midlife crisis phase, because they get to a point where they realise that dream that had of being a footballer, well, that didn't come true. And that dream that had of being an artist, well, that ain't happening anytime soon. It's like, oh, I've gone from being a handsome young 20-year-old with everything to play for to being a bored, bald, old 50-year-old. Why? This is why I really think it's important to have a think about what you want to do in life. Just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys have to say.